This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Dollhouse. It was written by Liddle, who is also our keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Josh Harwood as his character, Scotty Squid McGee. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Squid?
Thank you, voice in my head. I must be praying well today. It's been rather strange. I was in a house with all my old friends. What could possibly go wrong? The old Carswell house is a doll maker, you see, and I didn't think I was scared of dolls until that night, but I decided to mess around. I was putting all these dolls all over the place, putting them in random positions, and then they were moving around, and then one of them, I saw it crawl behind the fridge, and it stared into my soul. It was a clown. It was just staring at me, this creepy, crazy doll just staring. I kind of was scared. It shook me. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. Maybe it is a boy who cried wolf situation. I was messing around with dolls too much, and now none of them believe me. Mal and Ray, they went outside at one point to try and assess what was going on, as we had an intruder in the house who was digging up in the newer section of this house. We were in the older section, and I found out he was some kind of lawyer or something, and he was looking for something, but something spooked him and he ran off. More on him in a minute, but they searched the floorboards when we eventually went into the new house, and nothing. We did find a diary of some kind. It was all in Polish, so we struggled with it. We went back. We rested. Well, I tried to rest. I don't think I rested very well. Mal, Alicia, and David, they went on their way just to a Polish associate of ours. He runs a deli, and he's, as far as I'm aware, he is translating the text for them. Well, I hope so. I hope they have better luck than us, because we ran into Wiggins, me and Ray. Ray stayed with me, I think, to keep an eye on me, because I don't think they trust me. But why wouldn't they trust me? I'm just calm, innocent squid. I do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing. Except I did tell this Wiggins that I would happily set fire to the dollhouse. But we'll see what he says to us. That's where I left, but I am sitting here praying. I close my eyes. I picture the open sea. All I can hear is the calming ocean. Calming ocean. It calls to me. It always has, ever since I met some Greek sailors. It's why I have this kraken on my chest. It's a tattoo. Not many people get to see it anymore. But I close my eyes. I focus. Nyctelios. Nyctelios.
Thank you, Squid. All right, well, I'll flip over to Ray, Alicia, and Mal. You're with your friend, compadre, acquaintance, if you will, the deli owner, who has taken the journal and is going through it with you. He says there's a lot to this. It's going to take a little while. So he says, I why don't you just go for a walk or go for a coffee or something, and I'll make some notes and I'll just get back to you because it's going to take a little bit of a while. It's all over the place. It's like there's old notes, there's newer notes, there's stuff in here that looks like a journal, not a journal, a ledger. Financial stuff. Like financial stuff. It's like you see a page when 1 minute he's talking about the old days, 1 minute he's talking about this house that he bought. Then he's talking about the business. It's like it's a pretty thick, it's a very thick journal, but he's got bits. It's like the guy who's just making random notes throughout his life in this book.
Okay.
All right, fair
just
enough.
Tell us if there's anything weird.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay,
we really appreciate this.
Yeah, just give me a bit of time here. I'll do a bit of work. I got to finish this. I'll read over this, go for a coffee or whatever, and I'll have some. I'll try to skim through it. Okay.
All right. Thanks. God knows I need a coffee right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely a coffee shop open.
Too weird. I'm trying to remember the rose garden that's going to be torn out. Is that on the property that we were on, or
nearby?
Is it nearby? So it's nowhere near where we are now.
No. Although I wouldn't have minded going there just to sort of, because I mean, well, I haven't been there in a while, and I did enjoy spending some time there when I just wanted to forget for a while.
Well, let's take a walk around. I haven't been here more than once or twice that I can ever remember. Just take a walk around up down the street and see what we can see. Some coffee.
Yeah. You're in the little town down the highway, so you know the place well though because you've driven through. It's small enough. Definitely a coffee shop that's open. Has a little bit of a diner with some standard breakfast fare. It's Thanksgiving weekend, so it's a little busy even now. A lot of people passing through, heading to families' houses and such. So you can definitely do what you wish.
Okay.
I've been thinking. I mean, at first I thought it was Squid, but if somehow or other those dolls are moving around, I mean, I'm not talking supernatural, but I mean, what if the guy was a toy maker? Maybe it's a sophisticated kind of doll, Wetsy Betsy.
I mean, maybe there were some automatons back at the turn of the century that could do like some really crazy things, but most of them were stationary. They sat in one place, like you know those old like fortune teller boxes that you'd put a coin in and get a card.
I mean, we're a lot more modern nowadays than that. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, the girl next door had one of the walkie-talkie little baby doll things. They were dumb. They sort of went like this when they walked. I mean, and they fell over a lot. But
I mean, it's certainly not. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility that maybe this guy could have done that. But
I mean, we should grab one of them and open it up and see if it's all mechanisms on the inside.
Or what? Blood and guts?
Or plastic. If it's plastic, then somebody's just fucking with us.
I mean, I've just never seen any type of doll that could do that, even now. Like that
Maybe
takes.
There were prototypes.
I mean, but I mean, think about it. The only people that I've ever seen that could maybe pull some of that off would be Boston Dynamics, and we know he never worked for them.
Well, that's robots, but I
I
mean,
mean, we know
there have been people who've made,
Squid was drinking and messing around, and
and he's
it
kind of
is
the
a
thing that he
creepy
would
old
do.
house, so it got us going a bit.
Although I have to admit, if I'm kind of curious, I know the library around here is probably closed, but I would have loved to have tried to look up like anything about possibly Justin Carswell, because from everything we saw in there, he's alive. He has to be. Oh,
Why does why does the lawyer want to tear up the floor unless there's something buried there that's worth something? He knows the place is going to get bulldozed.
Yeah, and there's
So he's,
pirate booty, right?
he's
Because old
trying to
man
find
Carswell
something.
thought there were pirates, and there's caves under the house. So he was
I'm,
looking around for some gold, but he's probably half cracked too. And that house is really creepy. I think
yeah.
anybody who spends too much time there is going to start thinking strange stuff,
Although
especially if it's night and they've been drinking.
some of the stuff that Wiggins was saying, though, kind of, feels like he knows something.
Squid's thought that he saw something at the bottom of the cliff.
Yeah,
I
that could be
mean,
Wiggins dicking around too, looking for caves.
That's true.
what if there were smugglers? I know smuggling's not the business it used to be,
I mean,
but
that's certainly possible.
nowadays it would be drugs or
But I
Alcohol
mean,
counts as a drug. That was the biggest smuggling between Canada and the US back in the day.
oh yeah, I mean, back in the 20s, you had a lot of shipments going back and forth between the southern parts of Canada and the northern U.S., especially on the Great Lakes.
yeah,
That
but
was
I mean, it's the 90s. That was a
that
million
was a
years ago.
bootlegging hub.
I'm just wondering if there could be somebody running some illegal stuff using the caves underneath that house.
That's possible. I have to admit, I am kind of curious, but unfortunately, in order to get there, we'd need to get Squid, and I don't think he's want to even get near it.
He's pretty freaked out. That's why I don't think that he's done anything. But still, here's the biggest clue. Why is he tearing open the floor? I mean, you'd think, old man Carruthers put it in a safe behind a picture. Okay, I can buy
Yeah,
that.
but wait. There was a page missing from the book. Didn't we think it might have been a map that maybe this Wiggins guy uh had reversed? That
Well,
Could have
maybe
been.
he
that
was digging,
maybe he was looking in the exact opposite place and he needed to be.
he was digging a lot of holes. He was lost for sure.
I don't know. I was freaked out, but at this point, I kind of want to sneak back in there and bust up the other floor. And they're just going to tear it down anyway, right?
They
It's a
are,
victimless
but
crime.
mm, we would just have to be careful about it. I mean, I guess I'm not completely against the whole idea. I just wanted to make sure none of us were going to get caught and arrested because with what I do for a living, I can't afford to have a criminal record.
Okay.
So,
You guys have your
Yeah.
coffee. You guys are talking. How's that? Okay.
yeah.
So you're talking, you're discussing, and you're going over what the plans are. You found a nice little diner. Sit down, have a little bit of extra, a little bit early, late breakfast, early lunch, whatever it happens to be. And I'll flip over to Squid and Ray. You guys are at the bar, and who did you see sitting at the end of the bar? Oh, not the end of the bar, around the corner from you, Wiggins. And he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, shh!" And that was, the limit of the conversation you had when we left off.
Yeah.
He's sitting there having some soup.
Yes, because I just told him that I would set fire to the house for him. That is where I live. If he wants me to, I'm happy.
He says, I don't want to go back. I'm done. I'm out of here. I've had enough. I'm just going to give up.
Well, give up on what? What is expected of you?
Fellas, I worked for this family for years. I worked for years for the family. My uncle, he did this for a living. He did what I do. He was a pro. I'm not a pro, but I did this for years for these guys. He looks around, makes sure nobody's listening. Buying and selling and buying and selling. I mean, I'm a lawyer, but I ended up being this kind of middleman buying and selling stuff for them. And sure, I got to travel the world. I got to put away some money, but it dried up a couple of years ago. And, now that the son, now that he's in jail, he's under investigation there for fraud. If you haven't seen the papers, like now that the company shut down, my money's drying up. I was hoping I could just sort of find where they got all this stuff. But I don't know if I got the journal. I lost it. I lost it the other night. It had information. I was trying to read through it. I mean, it's all in Polish, and I'm just out of money. So I'm gonna have to go find something else to do. I have to go see one of my relatives, get a job with them, because I lost my lawyers. I'm not a lawyer anymore. I be honest with you guys. I did some shady stuff. Whatever.
That's really too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's bad, and maybe you can learn from it.
I'm in my late 50s. What am I going to learn?
We're always learning. We always learn new things.
Sound like those hippies. Okay, whatever.
But
okay. Well, so you were there kind of your own choice last night. You weren't.
Yes.
Nobody was forcing you to go do something strange.
Nah, just my wallet.
Yeah.
I still got some money squirreled away, and I still got some ideas, but I was just kind of hoping for a quick buck, and it's not happening. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. For years, when the old man died a couple years ago, I took care of the place. I came out every so often. I arranged for the people to clean it. I arranged for the people to mow the grass and check the locks, check the camera footage when they still had money for a security system to be turned on. I did that, but the business dried up, and now there's no more business. I'm kind of on the run, but I'm not. The son's in jail there.
I was about to ask, you mentioned the son in jail.
Well, for fraud. So yeah, the cash cows really ran out then, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what he did. I mean, could have been doing something to do with this stuff, but I don't know. And he just puts his hand up and says, "Could I have another?" He points his coffee cup. You see his coffee cup's mostly full, and the bartender walks over, takes a bottle of Kahlua, pours another big shot glass of Kahlua and puts it in front of him, and he just pours in his coffee cup. The Kahlua level goes up as the coffee level goes down.
I just want to ask you, did you ever I did try to mention it to you before I said I'd burn the place. Did you notice anything with the dolls at all?
You see things in that house. You see things moving around. Creepy damn place. Given the nature, what the old man was into, I'm not surprised.
What the old man was into?
Fellas, this is you guys won't believe any of this stuff, but
true. I would believe anything. Trust me.
Well, yeah. Squid's been talking some weird stuff. I mean, like, are you talking like witchcraft, voodoo? Because I mean, I'm not too open about it, but I very much spent a lot of time researching that field.
As well. He pulls out of his pocket a nothing. He pretends he has a nail. He pretends he's hammering a nail. Says, well, let's just say there's things out there you don't know about. And my uncle makes a living out of this. He makes a living out of it. He writes books. He travels around the world. He does these videotape things he sells, and of him doing stuff and searching around the world for weird stuff. And I'm telling you, it's real. Some of that stuff's real. I don't know how much is real. I haven't seen a lot, but I'm telling you, things are weird in that house.
Things are weird.
Squid, I'm sorry for not taking you more serious. That's incredible.
Ray,
very
I'm
interested.
I'm used to people not taking me seriously. I've now also
come on,
sobered
bud.
up, so
Hey, I knew you were scared. That's real. I just didn't know what you were talking about.
yes, but none of you ever have. Not really. Well, I've
Yeah,
always
well,
been there with you guys, but you've never really understood me.
hey, I mean, I'm open to it. I just want a little bit more evidence before I really believe. But I mean, yeah, this is sounding weird. I want to get back in there.
You going back?
I I don't know. I don't know if I want to actually go back, but
I
yeah,
want to
this is
burn the
fascinating.
place.
That's that might
I'm
be for
not
the
going
best.
back.
It's usually pretty nasty stuff. But yeah, so we're talking like because you saw the dolls move. That's what you've been saying this whole time, right, Scotty? That's they
Yes.
yeah, the little toys just getting up and moving on their own. That's yeah, I mean, it must be something incredible that he's using to power that. I wonder why.
Well,
What
yeah,
does he
but
want them to do?
Ray, the fact that I moved the dolls, even before I started saying I saw them, the fact I was moving the dolls, and then I was with you guys, and then when we went back, they had moved again. I couldn't have done that. When I was with
Sounds
you,
familiar. He says, "This sounds familiar." He says, and he downs his coffee cup, and he kind of tinks it. He goes, you want a little more juicy details?"
yes,
Oh yes.
Tinks his coffee cup. He goes, I could use another one of these.
I put my hand up to Tex and point to the.
All right. Gets him a drink. He says, here's the way the operation worked. I came into it late, but the father, Tomas, he would show up once or twice a year, and we'd go out to his car, and in his car there was a bag, and this is like something out of a Beagle Boys cartoon. There's a bag, didn't have a dollar sign written on it, but it was heavy and it was burlap. And we take it inside. We take it into a boardroom. We shut the door. We dump it out on the table. And in the bag, coins. These old, like, the gold coins, like the gold coins from a long time ago.
Yeah, like
And
pirate booty?
oh, yeah, but they were brand new. Brand new. Like these weren't old coins like with dirt on them and stuff and all beat up. Brand new. Sometimes there was like, like crosses with gems, and sometimes there'd be like a cup and just jewelry and stuff. And we dump it on the table, spread it out. And my job was to sell it. So I'd go here, I'd go there, I'd fly overseas to collectors, and I'd sell it. And the money would go back to my boss, Thomas's son, and I'd get paid. Everybody'd get paid. And then I'd go about doing other jobs for them, searching around the world, because Tomas kind of liked to collect books and stuff. So I'd get these weird, what do you call them, antiquarian books and stuff. But, another 6 months or so, another bag of coins, and I'd sell them. And that happened for a while. And then, a few years ago, like just before the old man died, none showed up for a while. And the son was calling, and then we found out he was dead. And that was the end of that.
Wow. So you were in charge of selling it. Where did you try to pretend that they were old timey stuff? Were they made to look like old Spanish gold or something?
We sold them to collectors. I didn't. I always told them a new find, a new find. And I didn't know much about it, but I said it was a new find. I mean, my background's real estate law, and we'd sell it. These guys would buy it, and they give us good top dollar for it. Like not top dollar because like they antiquities laws and stuff like that, and you can't really own the stuff. But yeah, good money. Everybody made money.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's very strange. Yeah. Well, I mean, it certainly sounds kind of sketchy, having some
Well,
brand new gold, pretending that it's old. Now he's in jail for fraud. I mean, it's good that you didn't get drugged down.
Well, I kept an eye on place. Like, when after the old man died and I had to you'd be the caretaker. I'd show up once in a while and take a poke around, never found anything. But I found that journal. And in that journal, I had a friend look at it. The journal told me what it says is the main room. The main room. So I thought the main room. And so I just sort of, showed up a few nights ago, a week ago, and started digging here and there and trying to poke up, trying to see if maybe there's a tunnel or there's nothing there. So there you go. That's my whole story.
Well, main room. What a toy maker would class as a main room is his workshop, surely.
Maybe.
Normally that'd be in a basement or something in a big house. Do they have a basement in their house?
You'd have to look at the plans. I don't know. It's an old house.
Well,
So he
surely
has another drink. That's really all he's got for you. He's just kind of like, he wants to get out of town. He just wants to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to reassure him, like, oh, yeah, that sounds like a mess. It's great that you got out of there. Just
Yeah,
run away
I'm
and get out of here.
I'm out. I got other things to do. I still got little pocket chains hidden away. And believe it or not, I got a bucket with a lid with money in it hidden in my backyard. I might have skimmed a coin or two. But that's it. That's all I got. That's my nest egg, and I got nothing more. So have at it, boys.
Yeah.
Have fun. I'll let you find it. I'm out.
Well,
So-
good luck to you, sir.
So he finishes his drink and stumbles off out in the parking lot to his car, and that's he's wandering. So let's go back to the other ones where you guys can sift over that. So
I personally think that Starbucks is far too overrated.
Star what now?
Starbucks.
That's some random brand I've heard about in Seattle. Nothing's going to overthrow Tim Hortons up here. Come on now.
So you're having it's been an hour or so. You've had some lunch. You don't have cell phones or anything, so your mind ding ding. He might be done.
Yeah, we'll wander back.
You know
after
what?
an hour
Maybe
or two.
we should head it back down. Give him some time to translate stuff.
Yeah, he told you about an hour or so. So he had a few things he had to do. So he's like sitting, just a little leaning outside. It's 1990s, probably having a cigarette.
Right.
Sitting
Hey,
outside.
Sam.
He says, "Hey guys, what is with this book?" He says, "I'll tell you what. Number one. I told you his name wasn't. What does he go by? Carswell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his name's not Carswell.
I didn't think so.
No, his name is. I have to try to pronounce this. Czajkawski. Kozowski.
Hold on. CZ what?
Czajkowski.
Zowski.
Sajevsky? Something like that?
Yeah.
Tchaikovsky.
I'd have to see it.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
it's closer to Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
The J after the A.
It's
becomes
Polish.
an I.
Yeah,
Polish.
trust me, it's Polish, but once I see it, I can tell you how it's pronounced.
so he's
Tchaikovsky. Yeah.
Tchaikovsky. Okay. He says his name was Tchaikovsky. So here's what I got out of this. After the war was over, his brother died. Okay. He had a brother who died in the war. His family, the younger ones, moved to North America. Okay. They came to the States, they came to Canada. And sometime after the war, he met Marie, his wife. And so he met his wife, and they decided to open up a shop. So because his father had a toy shop in Poland.
Ah.
So they opened up a toy shop, and they were going to do it in Halifax, where his sister was living. And they ended up moving here. Why would they move here? I don't understand. They're hiding from something. Everybody who moves here is hiding from something, it seems. So they moved here, and they opened up the toy store. And right away, within a year, she got pregnant. And it was very difficult. They had no money. They were not making as much money as they thought they could. So he sends the kid to live with his sister. After a couple of years, they're visiting and stuff like that. Well, it sort of turns out, it looks like the sister just ends up raising the kid. Okay, this kid comes for visits. They go on trips together later on. That's it. I mean, it goes on in detail about his whole life and when his wife dies and how sad he was. And he writes poetry about her and songs and stuff. But the interesting stuff is this ledger stuff, this financial stuff. There's a point. There's this point. Like apparently, he's doing really bad. And he's doing okay, and he does up and down, just like my business, just like your business, Mal. Up and down depending on the season, up and down depending on the year. And the son is bleeding them dry of money because he's going to school, and then he's going to private school, and then his sister dies when he's about 16 years old, so they have to pay him to go to boarding school, and then he goes away to college, university, and it's costing them money left and right. And the business is doing not so great because there's less and less kids here. I mean, the fishing industry died off, right?
Yeah.
Less people, we got half the population every few years. It just halves. Then he finds money. He's got this money coming in, and so all of a sudden he's got this money, and he shows like he bought the house, and then he bought more property, and then he's got all this money coming in. He pays off the school loans. He pays off the kids' gambling debts. He never spends it. Never makes things flashy, but he's investing with his son's business and stuff as his son gets older. And the only thing I really
he's being smart with it. It seems
he's being smart with the money, paying off his bills, and the business is doing still okay. But he's making a lot of money. And before the wife dies, all of a sudden, the money drops off. And then the income's back to just the store for a year or so. Then all of a sudden, you can see that he's got money again. And again, he's paying off the kids' debts, and he's paying off the business, and he buys more property. So he owns that whole area up top there. And he builds a pool. Who has a pool on top of a cliff over an ocean?
Right.
Weird thing that is. All in all. And then he dies. So but he talks about some weird stuff. He talks about some guy named Wiggins. And this guy, Wiggins, does a great job. Whoever he is, he's really happy with this Wiggins guy. He's doing work for him all around the world. And just that point where he gets the money starts coming in again, he said within the year before, he says, Wiggins found the book. So he says, Wiggins found the book.
Huh.
That's all he says. Wiggins found the book. He says the book. And that's when he starts making money again. And then he talks later on about as he gets older, he starts talking weird shit like he's got to do something with them. He talks about them and how there's another one of them in the house. And I think he's starting to lose his mind because it's before he dies, he just couldn't handle them anymore. And he's got to find a way to put it right. And then that's it. That's it.
Did it say anything about him hiding stuff anywhere?
He talks about doing his work, the work of his business, but then he also talks about he's kind of obsessed with that Oak Island mystery stuff, like the Oak Island pirate treasure. He was obsessed with it from the 60s on, when he was younger, once he had a little bit of free time, always obsessed about it. And he does say something interesting. He says, Upton is my Oak Island.
Upton. He's hidden something in Upton.
Is Upton a place or a person?
Yeah,
that's the upper part of town.
That's the upper part of town.
Where he's buying all those houses.
But my eyes get big, and I looked at both Darren and Mal, and mouthed Rose Garden.
Could be. I mean, he also bought all those other houses. But he never mentions the title of this book or says who them are.
Nope. Pretty vague.
You little bastards won't get me. Is that what that guy was talking about?
Anyways, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
It's like reading this fiction book. It's all over the place, but it was a fun afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we've at least entertained you for an afternoon.
Yep.
I'm gonna offer him $50 on the down low.
Okay.
Take your time.
Take diary back.
Yeah.
And there's no pages
right,
missing or anything. Don't worry.
Right.
He emphasized, don't worry, it's all there.
All right, thank you.
Anytime.
So
once we're back in the car, we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so it looks like this Wiggins guy was really into this scam they were pulling.
I don't know what scam. I think that he found, it sounds like he found some money or treasure or something. And
But I mean, we all know the Oak Island treasure story is a myth, unless unless he found something that definitively proved that there is pirate treasure under those cliffs.
I think the Oak Island thing, though, is just referring to it. I mean, like I just said, maybe smugglers. Maybe he did find a smuggler's, chest full of gold and jewels.
Maybe.
But why would it suddenly not be there and then be there? And what's the whole thing with the book?
I don't know, but I definitely think we might want to take a peek at the Rose Garden, because he kept saying Upton is my Oak Island.
Yeah, the whole area up there, that whole side of town is Upton, though. But it's one part he tried to preserve. The thing is, if I found a treasure chest, I might bring out the money in installments, more or less. I might not just show up.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
government doesn't just suddenly
once.
say, "Where'd you get all the money?" Right.
Right,
But
right.
I wouldn't dig it up and then dole it out to myself and then stop for a while and then start doling it out again.
Yeah, that's
like,
the weird thing. Why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense.
If you were finding something like gold or jewels, you couldn't exactly use it as currency. You couldn't. You'd have to.
People would
fence
notice
it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think, doesn't the crown own anything of historical value?
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So
he'd have to be selling it on the black market to maybe collectors. Let's get back.
And I mean, he did mention that apparently Justin has gotten into some big trouble that we hadn't thought about, gambling debts and all that.
Well, yeah, and Justin having businesses, and like he went to college, but they stopped. I mean, all the mail that they kept in the house stopped when he left high school.
Right.
And why didn't anybody in town even know this boy was around? Sure, he lived with his aunt or whatever, but
I mean, according to the diary, it was that they couldn't afford to keep him, but that doesn't make any sense.
Only at the beginning, right?
I mean, because wait, there was a section where they were like called up J and what was it? V? I think it was. Is it possible that aside from the financial issues, once he left high school and all that, I mean, is it possible that they just couldn't find a way to introduce him as their son for one reason or another?
I don't know why he wouldn't inherit, even if he, had gotten in trouble somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just, my next of kin and all.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going back to the house. And
yeah, I kind of
we're going back to the bar to pick up Squid and
pick up the others, and then I think we either need to go to the Rose Garden to figure out like where someone might hide something, or try the house.
Yeah. All right. If that's what you guys are doing, you can be back at the bar. Squid and Ray, do you guys do anything after he leaves? Like, do you just hang out? What do you do?
I'm definitely gonna ask just Scotty how he's doing. Like apologizing that I didn't take him more seriously. Like, so how do you feel? Like, do you want to learn more? Do you want to just avoid this? How are you? What do you think?
Well, I want to learn more. I need to learn more.
Yeah.
And I am gonna set fire to that house. I don't care.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Let's go rip it to pieces and burn it down. I'm under that.
As you guys get in the car, all I hear is that little bit. I'm like, wait.
Hey
what
guys,
are we burning down now?
Well, are you guys going to wait around the bar for them to arrive? That's what I was trying to.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we pull up. I sort of lean out the window. I'm like, Squid, Ray, get in here. We've got information.
All right, cool. Let's what the diary say? That's what you had, right?
We think
basically,
that he found some kind of treasure and that he buried it either somewhere in the house or possibly the rose garden. I'm still skeptical about the rose garden because how do you bury it there and then keep digging it up without digging up the rose garden?
yeah, that's the problem. But if you're as sentimental as it seems Tomash is, where else would he keep it? Or keep
In a
something at
safe.
least.
Yes. Well, here's where so we rely about the coins and then the main
Yeah.
the lawyer say in the main room. But well, when I think of Toymaker in Maine, I think of a workshop. When a
Main room,
Toymaker or
yeah.
something says main room, that normally means their workspace, because that is normally where they would mainly be.
Hmm.
But main could also be a drawing room.
Right, and what I
Whatever,
mean,
but
when he says Upton is my Oak Island, I mean, where in Upton would he want to hide something? To me, it makes the most sense
Or
that it's the Rose
where
Garden.
would he have found something? Oak Island's where you find the treasure. So
Well,
where
yeah,
did he
but
find
Oak
it?
Island is also where the pirates supposedly stashed it. So if you're Mr. Tchaikovsky and you're thinking, where do I want to stash something? Well, why not stash it under the roses that are meant for your wife?
well, I would also like to know more about his coins. Brand new coins that are
It
old.
really seemed like
Well-
a counterfeit thing. The son's in jail for fraud. We talked to the lawyer
In-
that we bumped
Wait,
into last night.
he's in jail? Last
Yeah,
we knew,
for-
he had gambling debts or whatnot.
Yeah, no, he said the lawyer said jail for fraud, and yeah, they
Oh
had
my
this ring
God.
where
I
they-
thought he had died. I completely
the-
missed something.
the dad would show up with like a burlap sack in his trunk full of brand new like old pirate treasure.
Like Spanish
And-
bullion or something?
Yeah, that's how he was describing it. He said that it was brand new. It was shiny.
Yeah, but
And-
gold doesn't tarnish. Gold found on the bottom of the ocean 100 years old is still just as shiny and perfect as it always was. So
Yeah,
it might just have been gold.
I mean, the whole thing seems sketchy. Like he's in jail for fraud and showing up with a burlap sack of it, and then the lawyer. I mean, he didn't know his shit. He was out of his field, and he was fencing it off to collectors, so was able to get by at least.
Yeah, that makes sense because the diary was talking about Wiggins and all that, but
Yeah,
so that would be Mr. Digging the Hole guy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Wiggins' uncle or Wiggins' nephew?
Nephew.
But
No, Wiggins was the guy you met in the bar, the guy who's
Yeah.
digging. Yeah.
All right, so Wiggins was in on
Well,
this.
but sorry, but he had said that his uncle, right? So he is the nephew.
Oh, he was saying that his uncle did this kind of work for a living, and he got dragged into it.
Got it.
Yes. Wiggins said he joined later on into that
Right,
endeavor.
right.
So,
So
he
maybe
wasn't in it
Wiggins-
from the beginning.
So Wiggins must have been Uncle Wiggins then.
I don't know if
Possibly.
I don't know. We don't know.
Because basically Mr. Tchaikovsky was very florid in his praise of Wiggins. It doesn't seem like Wiggins' nephew it doesn't seem like nephew Wiggins is quite as useful, I suppose is the word I want, as the uncle was.
Well, Wiggins that we know, from what he said is he went abroad and sold all this stuff. So I would say that's pretty useful. The fact he was making the money.
But he didn't tell you anything, even in his mug full of Kahlua, about finding a book?
He said he had lost the diary or whatever. That's about
I
it.
think he was talking about the journal that you guys have.
Yeah, the
I don't know
journal.
anything
Yeah.
about another
I
book.
don't know, because in the journal,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Carswell talks about Wiggins finding the book.
Okay,
Which-
well, obviously that's another book then if it's written about in the journal.
Didn't
Right.
you
But
just
no,
tell
he
us
didn't
so
say
that he
anything
said
about
that?
us.
Didn't you say that he would use the money to buy old books?
Yeah, he did.
Maybe he found an old book that he wanted. But I've got an idea. If as long as you guys go along with it, you guys are good liars. We can get a couple of shovels and we can go over to that rose garden and start digging them up. And if anybody asks, because they're going to bulldoze it anyway. If anybody asks, where with the Nova Scotia Tea Rose Society, and that we're rescuing the roses, so that they can live on in other people's places.
You'll have to do that without me because I cannot be caught doing that type of thing.
Not illegal. It's public property now, and
Sure.
I mean,
just
Alicia,
saving the
look at it this
roses.
way. Like, he's dead. The lawyer's on the run. Who's going to be angry? They're bulldozing it anyway.
Yeah.
The only question is whether Mal's got land around here that he's willing to put roses in.
Sure.
I mean,
But we
I
can-
guess if we're willing to preserve the bushes, I suppose we could just move the bushes and then dig for what we think might be there.
As long as we put them
That's-
somewhere they can live, I think we're, doing community service, and
I
you're
will
not going to
just
lose
say
your
that
job.
I am burning down that house. I think there's things
don't
going
burn
on
down
there.
the
No,
house.
I am, Mal. You can report me or whatever, but I'm burning down the
I'm not
house.
going to report you, but don't do it until we're done.
Oh, yes, I'll do it once we're done.
I
But
have
there are
to
things
admit,
going on. There are things greater than you are aware that is going on. I can feel it.
okay, all right, Squid. Well,
If you set fire to the house, won't the little clown doll just run down the hill and get downtown and continue to haunt us here?
At this point, I don't care. I can.
well,
Deal with it
technically,
when it
not
comes to it.
if we burn the clown doll first.
Why don't we just collect the dolls, put them in the backyard, tie them up, and light them all on fire?
The
All right,
house
well-
has got to go.
If we're gonna do this, we might want to get moving on it because I checked my watch and look up at the sky.
Let's go.
Right, we do the flowers, then we go back to the house,
Yeah.
then we set fire to the thing. Not
Well,
straight away.
you said something about the main room. Let's see if we can.
Yeah,
find the main room.
that's.
Oh, yes.
I feel like the main room is a little bit more of a sure thing. Why do we think the roses? I missed that.
Because
Well, it's-
because in the journal he says Upton is my Oak Island, which
Okay, but his
if
main
it-
room would be in Upton, wouldn't it?
technically,
It
But
would, and so would all
why-
the houses he drove people out of. And maybe
But
the
also,
basement
why
that
would
had
he be- why would
installments
he
of
be-
money?
and why would he be so adamant that the rose garden not be touched
Well, that's
and
his small
pay to make
wife.
sure?
Do you know the thing is that I don't understand? The lawyer obviously knew the house. One didn't know the house well, but he said that he didn't know if they had a basement or whatever. But I'm sure he would have been around the house a lot,
Well,
several
we dug
times.
a hole in the floor. I didn't see a basement.
Yes, but it could be
I
anywhere. The
didn't
house
either.
is big. I would assume if there is one, it's in the old house. Not many new buildings get basements added, so if it's anything, it's in the old part of the house.
Yeah, he might have been digging in the wrong spot. Especially if he's looking for coins. Why would he store them in his bedroom? That just seems a rather
Why would it take him
Obvious
a year
place
to
to put
find
them.
more? It's
Well,
all
we've
of
got
this.
two
makes
avenues.
Crazy.
We dig up the rose garden and we go back into the old house. I deal with that clown and we deal with whatever comes out, even though not all of you probably believe me, but still, we
If the cops show
Go
up,
in.
they're just gonna give us a slap on the wrist for taking the roses. But then again, they might not. They might just say, "Take the roses."
and try and
Save
find
them in your
a
yard.
basement or a room or a hidden room or something or a workshop.
mm,
Yeah,
Okay.
if we're less drunk and scared, I bet we could figure out what the main room is.
Time
yeah.
for the
As I
house.
said, I assume it's a workshop.
And like I said, I just feel like there's something at the rose garden just because aside from being a monument to his wife, he wouldn't have put out so much effort to. The man
Except
was
that
sent-
he'd be digging them up all the time so that he could get to the gold.
I've had a thought. The main room. it could be a workshop, but it could also be the one room in the old house that wasn't touched very well, which was the son's bedroom.
I don't know if he'd put anything there.
Let's
That
just
was
go and knock the whole floors down and tear everything up and find.
Hell yeah, Mal, let's
Talk
do
about
it.
it until the pirates
Okay,
come.
Mal.
But I mean, I hear you, Alicia. Like you got a gut feeling, and I mean, sure, I'll dig up some roses with you later. I want to check the house first, though.
All right.
Sorry, I was going to say, so you know, as you're talking, you look outside and Squid and Mal, Ray, you did see Wiggins drive away a little bit wiggly as he drove. But you do see that where he parked, as you're talking, you see him pull up the car. Where he was parked, leaning up against the fence, is a pickaxe and a shovel. So he actually left them for you.
Great. We'll throw those in the
Well,
trunk.
he's being very nice.
Well, wait, are we taking the boat over or are we driving to Upton?
Well, if we're
Let's
gonna go to
just-
the house, we're probably gonna take the boat. But if we're gonna go to the rose garden, we're gonna want to drive.
Well, let's just drive. We can
I would rather
put our
take the boat.
gigantic chest full of pirate booty in the back seat.
Let's drive
before-
and take the boat.
Or the boat.
Yeah.
Some of us
Before
will
we-
drive to the rose garden, some of us will boat to the house, and it's a
Yeah.
race to find the treasure. And Mal, we're going to need a couple of bottles from behind the shelf because clearly we are thinking very clearly this holiday weekend, and we're making
Okay.
great choices.
But before we go, if we're not taking my boat, if we are taking a car, I just need to go to my boat quickly.
Okay.
I think we're going to be looking for the place where the 4 palm trees make a gigantic M
The W.
for that
Yes.
movie.
The W.
I-
Yeah, Squid, let's take the boat. Let's they can catch up.
Okay. If Ray comes with me and we end up taking the boat,
Let's do it.
Without-
Ray, try to
Now
limit
it's a
his.
race.
Yeah, it is a race. Ray, try to
But
limit
before-
the number of incendiaries he brings.
before
He's gonna do it at the end. That's
I have my gas cans and that. I assume I'd have gas cans and that anyway, so I'll have my gas and that ready. But before that, Ray, you'll see it. You see me kneel down, like in a prayer position, and I pop my hands on the ocean, and then I start whispering to the ocean, and you'll notice my eyes are closed, and then I start saying, Nictelios, Nictelios.
You
And
feel
I'm just-
safe now, Ray.
I'm like half sincere. Like, oh Poseidon, bless our voyage.
Yeah, if you do you say that?
Yeah.
I just look at you and say, do not mock, Ray. This is serious. He goes serious squid.
Yeah.
You've never seen serious squid before. Do not mock.
I mean,
Do not mock me,
Not Poseidon. Which god are you talking to?
Ray. He just stares you down. No.
All right, let's go rip a house up.
Okay, so you guys are taking the boat, the other ones are driving. Great.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to the house, or who's going to the house, who's going to the rose garden, or are you all going to the same place?
House. I think we were going to the same place first.
House first.
I think we might be, but
You know, burning down
jumping
that house
roll.
is still a public nuisance. You can get thrown in prison for that.
yeah,
Arson.
I can't be seen doing that. So,
So we're driving.
right.
We
Right.
got there first.
You're at their house. You're at the house because it is actually choppy waters. Water's a little choppy today.
Right.
Takes a little bit longer, but yeah, you're at the house. I'll assume that Squid and Ray, you guys go up the stairs and do up through the
Yeah,
path.
after I had just been evil-eyeing Ray the entire journey because he just mocked.
Well, you get there, not quite the same time, but close enough. So yeah, you're at the house. There's nobody on the streets because and it's just the holiday meal time getting close. People are going to their families' homes to watch, whatever they watch on TV, get ready for food. So yeah, and all of your family are wondering where the heck all of you are. But anyway, so you're at the house. You're at the gate.
I think this time we're just going to go right through and
At this point, yeah, there's,
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, there's no real reason for us to really be sneaky.
No,
Lock's broken, lawyer's gone.
I think that Wiggins' way of doing it was kind of dumb, because if there's gold, he had to be able to get to the gold.
Right.
There's got to be a door, a patch, a panel, a trap door, something. It's got to be there.
Okay, so I think,
unless it's at the Rose Garden.
And if you ask me, if it's at the house, it would have to be in the old section, because he's been digging in the master bedroom in the new section, and there's been nothing as far as we can tell. So
got to be the main room.
Yeah,
The
so
old section.
I would say we look in the old house, but look this place up and down, trying to figure out what could be the entrance to the workshop, because we know that's what we're probably looking for.
Well, it's just what I theorized. A main room to a toy maker would be a workshop.
So my thought would be, so my thought would be spot hidden for everybody as we're going through this house.
The GM does.
So I'll just keep rolling constantly. So you're at the house, you're at the door. I mean, you can go in. It's actually not locked because it wasn't locked when you left. Are you going in the older house, you said, you guys? That was your score? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
That's older the original house that we went in, correct?
Yeah, the original house, not the new addition that was built on. Okay, so you're in the house. You can open the door, you can go in, shut the door behind you. Where do you park your car, just by chance?
Just in front.
Okay.
Like at the
we
entrance to
did
the
see
cul-de-sac.
cops, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
The cops came by last night. I think we want to park outside the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And just not be super conspicuous about.
I do have a gas can with me, by the way, just FYI.
You have to wait until the rest of us leave for the arson, okay?
Set it to the side.
I'm
don't worry,
licensed.
I've got it with me. I'm keeping it
licensed.
with me.
So I'd like to, if I could have the journal guys, I'm going to go into a bright room in the house, maybe where that piano is, and see if I can figure out if there's a map that's missing, if there's an indentation on another page. Could even try to do some of that side pencil stuff, because there may
you
be
read the Hardy Boys detective manual.
3 investigators.
Investigators manual, yes. Excellent. Okay, so so what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I guess I would be looking, trying to figure out where any type of hatch or false wall or any type of hidden entrance might be to a workshop in this area.
I'm moving carpets. I'm tapping on the floor, tapping on the walls.
I am also doing that.
Same thing.
I wanna quickly walk through all of the doors that I can see, just to get kind of a lay. Because if there's a big central living room, then I would point that out.
Okay, well, I'll start with what Darren is doing is going to take a little bit more time than Red. Well, not really. It's a pencil,
Right.
But I'll just say he's finding a nice, brightly lit section, maybe opening the curtain a little bit, sitting down carefully, looking at the side angle, that sort of thing. Takes a little bit of time. So I'll start with Malcolm. What room do you think you would prefer to start in, Malcolm?
The largest.
Probably the first one. Okay, the largest room would be the room with the piano in it. When you first go in the building, one on the left, you walk around, you do tapping, listening, do a spot hidden.
Good. I assume that you try to hide it with a crack in a board, or I got a 14,
Ooh.
which is spot hidden, I'll spend 2 points to make it a hard
success. Excellent. What you find is not anything in the floorboards. What you find is, to the left of the piano, there's a section of wall where you might think there might have been a fireplace there at one time. It has the mantle, the shape, but it's built up like a shelf, but a fairly high shelf. And you're pushing things around. You sort of push the top part of the mantle to the side a bit, and you see the mantle's actually split into two, and you're able to pull it apart a little bit. And inside the mantle, there's a little area, like a little hidey spot where it actually splits apart well, one side split slides over. It's not elaborate by any means. It's just like a split piece of marble or some fake marble. Inside is a box that is dusty and old, and you take the box, and it's heavy box with a tiny little padlock like you'd see on someone's diary.
Mm-hmm. So I will turn around and set it onto the piano, and I will. You say it's a box,
like a metal, like with a lid,
right,
and a padlock.
Right.
Padlock.
I will test the lock to see if it's easily breakable.
It's like literally like you'd see on a person's diary from the 50s.
So a little bit of pressure, and I can just pop it open.
You could even a book, you could probably knock it off with a book. So yep, you could take the lock off. Yep, lock comes off. Ting, 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 onto the floor.
Open it up.
You open it up, and inside your heart goes da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk. You see a stack of gold coins that long, probably about 10, 12, let's say 12 gold coins. Perfect mint condition. They look very old, Spanish, and
balloons.
Yeah. And then there's a piece of paper inside the box that says "for a rainy day" with a little heart.
Yeah. How many coins are there?
12.
Okay. I will pull out a handkerchief, carefully wrap them around those, and stick them in my pocket. And
I believe that I was in the room with the piano, so this is
yes, you are.
Activity is not going to escape my attention.
Well, I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm just trying to be sneaky.
You're actually being annoying as Darren's trying to carefully do something, and you're bashing things around and knocking locks off of things.
I'll hold them in the handkerchief. I have them in the handkerchief, and I'll walk over to Darren. I'll just go, behold.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start, eh? Is the handwriting on the little note the same as Tomas's handwriting in the diary?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
For a rainy day.
So he's bothering to do a whole fake marble hidey hole just for a dozen. But these dozen, I mean, if we could move them, that's got to be worth a small fortune, right?
I don't know what the going rate on gold is. $300 or $400 an ounce.
Yeah, but it's historical gold too. I mean, if those are legit and not why the sun's in for fraud, if those are actually like Spanish doubloons, or that's historical.
What do they look like? What's written on them? Are they divided into 8? Are they pieces of 8?
Yes. They're I mean, these are the kind that you would have seen in a documentary, perhaps, or in maybe a book about Oak Island, something like that. Like it's a prime example of these look as real as you can imagine them being. They have the weight of gold. They don't feel like replicas. They don't feel like Canadian coinage or anything like that.
Is
or
there
American silver
a
dollars.
monarch printed on one side of it, or a date, or a Latin inscription?
Yes. They're ancient. They're old. They're from the 1400s.
It says Pong will be Maklubanoff Cthulhu RPG.
Exactly.
Or Fernan or Isabel.
Yeah, that would be 1500s.
Well, 1492, but yeah.
So it's so like these look legit. They have the right weight, and And it isn't like it's an elaborate. The mantelpiece was not elaborate. It's more like the mantelpiece was a 2-piece section of mantle, and it's just like he just took advantage of the fact that they were a hidey hole. Move one little hidey hole.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give. I will give 3 to Darren. I will take 3, and then I will go to the other 3 and give them to each, because we found them, so we get the extra.
Holy
and I'm just saying, more to come. We're getting closer.
let's not get too greedy then. But I am gonna still at least look around.
You're next. You're next, Alicia. I want to know what room you're going to.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe because if they were gonna put a hidey hole in the piano room, which we know had stuff relating to their kid, I am kind of curious about maybe going into Justin's room, but maybe I'm not going to try and tear the place apart. I'm trying to be somewhat respectful, but I do think if they're going to hide anything, why not stash something where they would probably, never want to go?
Can I stick my head out into the hallway and make a general suggestion to all of us? Why don't we take any doll we find and put it in the bathtub and just move them all out so that we all know where they are and no funny games. Just get all the dolls out of the way, right?
Not a bad idea. Put them all in the bathtub and close the door so if anything moves, we know it.
Agreed, guys? Thanks.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go into what was considered Justin's room. So I'm gonna look at, as I said, I'm gonna look for anything that might resemble a hatch or a hidden wall, like a hollow wall or a crack in the floorboards or something that might indicate that there's a hidden entrance in here somewhere.
Okay. Do a spot hidden. I'll just say you're looking around, you're moving things carefully, you're not trying to disturb things too much.
Yeah, that's bad. I do not have the luck to do this, so.
Okay. It's much the same as when you were in there before. I mean, the room is the room. The things are the things. There, you lift up the mattress, you look under the bed. You don't see. I will say you don't see anything. I mean, there's nothing visible. No hatches. No carpet. You lift up and look at that. Okay. All right. Ray, go with Ray next. Where are you going? Where are you gonna?
So I want to do a walkthrough of the whole place. I want to go through every room. I'm not too interested in wardrobes and closets. I just want to, because I'm looking specifically if there's like a lounge or a living room, just something where they would have guests.
Well, across the room from the piano room, when you first go in the house, across the hall, the piano room is to the left. To the right is a sitting room, and that's where the wardrobe was that the one doll was found in. And chairs.
I'm hoping for something more than that. I mean, I might just be wasting my time, but I want to walk through the place.
Yeah, there's that room. There's Justin's bedroom. There's another room on the other side of Justin's bedroom at the back of the house. Then there's a hallway that goes down the middle. There's a bathroom at the very far end. Then there's the kitchen that has the door that leads to the newer part of the house. And then there's the other bedroom, which is the one where Squid had put the two dolls in the bed together.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I'm heading back to the sitting room, but
okay. You can say you did your tour, you took a look around to see if there's anything stood out. You did a walk around. However, I do want you to roll one spot hidden as you're walking about.
Sure. Let's see. I rolled a 93. I'm not really paying attention.
You actually unsaw things.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, so you've done your walkabout. So let's go to Squid for what are you doing?
Squid is walking around and whispering to himself, guide me. He's trying to get some kind of guidance as to where to go in his head, and he's kind of just walking. He's not expecting any. He's just walking to whatever room he feels he's been guided to, and he's going to search in that room. What room it is, who knows?
I will say, based on, you get this feeling just because of past experience that you're going to go to the bedroom where you had put the dolls in the bed together.
Yeah. Are they still there? Obviously, or are they still in the room at least, the dolls?
The bride doll, the female doll in the white dress, she's not there, of course. The other doll, I believe you left it underneath the bed.
Yeah, one was under the bed. I didn't remove him in the end.
Okay. Well, You don't see him on top of the bed. The room is just the way you left it otherwise.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna search for a room anyway, and then look under floorboards and stuff. So I'll look under the bed and look in the wardrobes while I'm doing all that.
Okay, so you look under the bed, Squid. As you do that, you see against the far side of the wall, laying on its side like this, looking at you, is the doll that you put in the bed with the female doll in the dress. It's the boy with the bow tie, just laying on its side, head propped up on its arm, looking at you. And as you watch, it just drops.
Would have reacted, but at this point it's almost like shock. It's just gone. Inside he's worrying, but outside he just goes, "Well, you having a bad day?" Towards the dog. He just starts speaking to the dog. "You having a bad day? You waiting for me?"
Just lays there. It's laying on. It's almost like the head just fell off the arm, like someone propped it up and it, gravity pulled it down again.
I'm going to, I don't know, maybe I have like a spare coin or something in my pocket. I'm just going to roll it towards the door, just so it lightly. I'm not going to chuck it at it.
Yeah, because you roll it.
I'm not that much of an idiot, but I just roll it.
Okay. Now I need you to actually make a roll. So this would be, I guess this would probably the closest thing would be, it would be a perception roll and something else. What's the closest thing to perception for you to roll?
Yes, I guess spot hidden.
Yeah, spot hidden. Roll your listen. Listen makes more sense than anything else.
Let's go listen. Where's my listen? Let's have a look. Okay. 22 out of 30, so a regular listen.
Okay. You're on the floor, peeking under the bed, rolling a dime, and you hear behind you, on the other side of you, the sound of scampering footsteps.
Okay, that's what deep down in the back of my head I was expecting, because there's still a missing doll from this room. He slowly turns his head around.
Slowly? Okay, excellent. Well, you slowly turn around.
Horror film style. Gotta like
horror. You're being dramatic and slowly turning your head around, and you feel a sharp pain in your calf. And your slowness turns to quickness. You turn around, and you see the female doll standing beside you with a screwdriver in her hand, and you've got a sharp pain in your leg. And you immediately feel intense pain. She has stabbed you in the leg. So I think you have to make another sand roll.
Let's do it. Well, just going by the fact that it will be 60, that's a fail on my sanity. So
you failed. Oh, that's a shame.
I have not much sanity at all.
All right. Well, then you lose 3 more points. And how does that?
Well, I am at 17 points of sanity. Which isn't that bad considering what I started with, so...
Okay, well, she's standing at your leg, just standing there like just a regular doll in a store with a screwdriver in her hand. And there's a little bit of blood on the end of it.
Okay. I probably have like a little... I might have a little... I'm going to roll a look just to see if I have like a little notebook or something, like a journal that I keep on me, just... And
Probably a
Okay.
flashlight. I'm guessing
Yeah,
a flashlight, keys to your boat, got standard
It's more
stuff
like a
here.
book. See if I just had a book. There's a reason I rolled an O4, just like a journal or something that I keep on me. So on that, hopefully I do. I'm then gonna prop it. I'm gonna hold it behind me in the direction of where the other doll is, just so as I kick the bride doll.
Okay. You can do that. So, that would be a brawl roll, I'm guessing. So go for it.
That's a 9. That's a 96.
You rolled a 9.
I rolled a 96.
Well, you miss rather dramatically. So you miss the doll, and the doll just sort of goes just almost as if it was the wind of your foot going by. The doll just falls over.
Okay, at that point, I'm going to stand up,
Okay.
grab the screwdriver. I'm going to shout out to the rest, just, if you don't, I need one of you to come and check on me in 3 minutes. No questions asked, 3 minutes, come check on me. As then I jab the screwdriver into the doll.
Okay. Just for a second there, you actually do take damage from the screwdriver into your leg.
Yes. Of course I would.
Has anybody seen my screwdriver?
What is the... Okay. What would the damage on a screwdriver be?
Probably 1d3.
Yeah, wouldn't be much.
2.
Okay.
2 points. It's just a little stab wound. Didn't go down in very far. Just like, Okay. So you guys hear
worse. I'm on my boat.
Yeah, of course. You hear commotion. You hear Squid yell.
Squid?
Yeah, I'm going right away.
It's
I'm
more
not
of
waiting
just
the 3 minutes.
It's more of just wait 3 minutes. As I
ignore that
you
instruction.
hear him yell, wait 3 minutes. Yes.
You'll probably walk in on me as I just stab down the screwdriver onto his bride doll.
Jesus Christ, Squid! What happened?
Oh, are you sure you're stabbing down at it? You're stabbing down.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's how I was ending that little segment, just stabbing into it. That's why I shouted.
Okay.
If you come check on me in 3 minutes.
Roll to hit then.
Oh, that's a 3. That's a 3. But what is my fighting rules are 40, so that's a regular success. 33.
Okay. Well, it failed its dodge. It does try to roll aside, so go ahead and roll damage.
It's a D3, isn't it? Because it's a screwdriver?
Yeah, but you're a lot stronger and motivated.
Sure, I do have.
You may have a damage bonus for all we know.
We don't know that he's stronger than the doll.
Which just to clarify, I do not have a damage bonus. That is 2 points.
2 points. Okay, I'll say you embed the screwdriver into the doll as it's trying to roll away because you're quite angry, and you wedge the screwdriver right through the doll into the floor. So you wedge the spot. It stopped moving. It's just laying there.
Fine.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make sure the screwdriver goes a bit further down, so it's wedged into the floorboards more. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Squid! What the hell?
Oh, you found some. Let's get it in the bathtub.
Okay. Darren, you hear, but I always say, Darren, as you hear all this commotion, you actually finish your penciling of the your shading, and you're able to make out a map. It's a rectangular box because it's shaped very similar to the older house, as you see, and you actually do see that there is an area marked out with believe it or not, an X. And that would be the room that is at the north end on the other side of Justin's room at the back of the house.
Okay.
Which was, we thought, the previous master bedroom. Is that the impression we had before?
You weren't quite sure what it was. It seemed very strange. Like there was markings on the wall, like where furniture had been moved or things have been shifted around or removed from the walls. Yeah, it's like it was refurbished at some point.
Yeah, it had been mucked about with, and there were So that's not bad. So I'm gonna put a clean sheet next to my little shading, tuck it under my arm, rattle those balloons around for a minute and enjoy their weight. And I'm gonna see was there a cabinet in this room? This was a room without a cabinet, I believe. The piano room.
It had shelving with some. It didn't have a cabinet. It had shelving with like musical paper. No, what do you call it?
So no dolls in here.
No dolls in here.
All right. So I don't have anything to clear. So I guess I'll be walking down the hall. I got a clue, guys. There's an X on the map that was torn out of the journal.
And you hear the commotion as you start talking, and so do you, Malcolm.
Yes, the Squid's got a doll in here,
and I do not care about these fucking dolls. As I then vote, I storm to the bed.
Squid's legitimately got a doll nailed to the floor, Darren.
What about?
And I'm gonna grab the other one from under.
No, I think he's just stabbing it first. Then we're gonna get in the bathtub.
Right. Okay, you can kill the dolls before we put them in the tub. Sure. Yeah. I'm easy.
How about we dig up the gold?
Is that blood on the screwdriver? Do I see blood on the screwdriver?
Why is there blood? Wait. Blood? Oh my God! Squid, what? How
are the dolls bleeding?
Oh God. Did you stab yourself on accident first?
No, the doll stabbed me. I say it so bluntly as well. The doll stabbed me.
Hey.
Okay. Let's, I guess, look at that spot on the map and then figure this out later, okay?
Squid, did you say you're pulling the other doll out from under the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it wriggles when you first grab it. It wriggles, but as it comes into view from underneath the bed, it stops wriggling. So you feel it moving. Nobody sees that.
Of course, it's trying to make me look insane. It's obviously how they're working. Do you want
to stab that one first before we put it in the tub, or we can fill the tub if you want.
I just want to see if it reacts as I twist its head.
If it makes him feel better, maybe he should stab it just so that I don't know.
I'm just twisting it. I want to try and twist its head off because I want to try to get it to react.
Okay, this time it does something. And who's in the room? Alicia is in the room.
I think we all are.
Okay,
I'm not.
Well, it's a small room. It's a relatively small room. At this time, what happens is it bites Squid on the hand. You see it bite. So, Alicia, you need to make a sanity roll.
Me too.
And you too.
It had like a smooth plastic face with a little smile, right? So how did it open?
Okay, fail.
You don't know? Okay, fail. Oh, geez. Okay.
I also failed.
I succeeded.
3, 1, and 2.
So the 3 for me.
Yeah, and this is this is the thing. You don't see a mouth open, but you see Squid react as if he's been bit. And from what you see, it looks like it was bit. You didn't see the mouth open though. It's like a very strange. But you did actually see the doll move.
Oh my God, Squid, you're not fucking crazy.
And it's still wriggling. It's still wriggling now that you've seen it.
Stab it!
No, I'm actually just going to squish it with my foot. I'm going to try to kick it in with my foot.
Okay, so how are you going to do that? Put it on the floor, or what are you going to?
Yeah, I'll have probably dropped it because it bit me anyway, or flung it into a corner, and then I will go to wherever it landed.
And you can kind of see as I'm looking at all of this that some things are clicking in my head. Wiggins knew. Wiggins knew about this. Remember what he said before he ran out of the house last night?
Okay.
You little bastards aren't going to get me.
So you're ranting. Who else failed? Ray, you failed?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ray, I told you what you lost as well. So you see this happening, and you guys are stepping back or babbling.
Well,
Squid.
it's like latched on, right? It's still in him.
Oh no!
No.
Okay.
He threw it off.
He threw it on the floor.
Yeah, because I'm about to just stamp into it.
It hits the floor. Are you okay? Roll to hit. Just roll like a brawl to hit.
No. Wow, I'm rolling double. If this was Delta Green, I'd be critting right now. 22.
22. Is that a hit?
That is a success, yes.
Okay, it's a success. Okay. Roll damage, and I will give you with a bonus. Just roll damage. You're smashing your foot down on a doll.
What kind of bonus? What kind?
Yeah, double damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it's 1d3 because it's thing. That is 2, so 4 points of damage.
Okay. Your head, you connect with it, you squish it, you crack the head, and what you see is light comes out of the doll. Light comes out of the doll and goes down beneath the floor, through cracks the floorboards. Gone.
There's our hatch.
And now the other one's, well, it sort of goes like through the, it's like, the opposite of fog coming up from a floorboard and it goes down. The other doll is now wriggling like crazy while it's stuck to the floor and like spinning in place.
Ray, stamp on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pinned, so I would give that a advantage die.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll. It's pinned because you're able to smash it. Same thing happens. Once you crack it, you break the doll. This light comes out of it and disappears through the floorboards.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's my turn to be crazy. The lawyer was talking about witchcraft and stuff. I mean,
we've got something.
Quiet. I didn't want you guys to make fun of me. We all rip on Squid. Yeah, haha. I mean, I'm fascinated by this kind of stuff. The light is going into the floor. The dolls aren't always alive. There's something underneath this house that is like possessing them. It's taking turns. It's going one at a time as it needs to.
So what are we thinking, that there's something that's, as you said, using the dolls as its, I don't know what, avatars?
Yeah, sure.
Why not just have the piano attack us or the chairs? I don't dolls are kind of weak.
Okay, you know what? At this point, after all the shit I've seen today, I'm not even gonna try and say that something's impossible. What if whatever this thing is needs its avatar's hands in this universe or whatever to be humanoid-ish?
Yeah.
It's if you look at voodoo, or if you believe like Ray, you say you believe. If you look into that, they tend to put their curse of that onto either a living person or a human-like creature, because you could do more with that body.
I'm gonna lean out of the room and yell down the hall, "Hey, Mal! Smash any dolls you see, because one of them just bit Squid."
Yeah.
Can we get back to finding the gold?
It's in the northwest room. I'll see you there in a minute. But
yeah, Mal, just trust us on this one. Crack the dolls.
Can't hurt, right?
I'm picking up the screwdriver. Picking up the screwdriver, I'm going to take out my multi-tool that I was. I'm going to get the knife bit out of the multi-tool, and I'm ready.
Okay, Malcolm, you hear all this commotion. You hear all the yelling and the action. You don't know what's going on.
All I can hear is the jingle jangle.
Yeah.
You guys continue to look as I put away the screwdriver. I pick up my jerry can and I start to spring.
No burning yet. Squid.
No, I'm not going to set it on. I'm not setting it on fire yet.
Any spark will set it up. You know how this goes.
Scotty, you saw it. The light went through the floorboards. The source is what matters. Like, yeah, we'll burn this place, but we got to find whatever's underneath is what's causing this. Just burning the house might not do it.
Oh, Ray, when you were stomping on the floorboard, when you were stomping on the doll, I will say that you noticed that the floorboard was making a more hollow sound than
ding, ding, ding.
Not completely. It's just the other parts of the house are more solid. This is more hollow. Not.
Yes.
I'm not saying you're on a, just saying it's more hollow. So it's like there's more opening underneath the floorboard.
I stop my about to pour and I'll go, okay. You have
it might not be treasure, but there's something underneath that we need to find.
Mr. Carson talked about them, capital T. So it might not be a one thing under the house,
Well, I mean, it's the multiple dolls, right? Like it's one thing that's going between different bodies. I don't know, whatever. We just need to find it.
Well, okay. So what? All right. So Darren, where did we say? So where do you think this hatch or whatever it is?
Well, Malcolm's already moved past you guys, and he's in that room. Okay. So Malcolm, do your spot hidden now that you've got a rough idea of what you're looking for, or where you're looking.
17.
17. What you find is that furniture, there's carpets on the floor. This is like a repurposed room. This used to be the main room of the house. This used to be like an original dining room, sitting room, like at some point, and they've refurbished it. And so when you're looking around all the things, you can say, well, that's probably where there was a sideboard. That's where this. And as you're looking around, you kind of start to identify, wait a minute, the floor has actually been painted underneath a carpet here, and you're actually feel around an edge, and you find that there's an area where there was at one time a pull like a chain or something that folded down into the wood. So you're able to wriggle your fingers down the edge, and up comes a hatch.
Okay.
And there is a stairway going down into the down below.
Okay.
All right, so there we are.
Look down below. Found a hatch.
Yeah.
Do we want to track the dolls first? Make sure we have nothing coming in after us.
Okay. Malcolm's heading down while you guys are frantically looking around for dolls. Malcolm, you go down the stairs, and there's a light switch, but there's no power. So you click it anyways, forgetting there's no power. But yeah, when you get down in there, there's actually a large room, the full size of this room, plus it goes out into the hallway a bit as well. So it's like maybe 1/4 of the house. And it's a basement. And in the basement, there's like a work table, like a table where, like you can see toys have been repaired. There's shelves where like toys are on the shelves from the store, like maybe older stock. You see a number of bits and pieces of dolls. One thing you do remember is this guy's father was a toy maker. This guy's a toy seller, but so he must have dabbled in making. So these are very old dolls and such, and pieces and clockwork. And there's a bookshelf with books. There's a nice, beautiful chair, still very dusty, a little bit moth-eaten, mouse-eaten probably. There's a smell of dampness in the air, just because you're actually cut into rock.
And we're near the sea.
Yeah, you're near the sea. You're cut into rock, and there's bookshelves and books, and it's quite a cozy little workshop.
Excellent. You said there's books on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just out of curiosity, I'm going to walk over to the bookshelves and see if there's something that looks like some old text, because he said he had antiquities books. I'll see if there's anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. There's older books, definitely a lot of history books of the Maritimes, the eastern seaboard of the United States. There's New England books. There's books about pirates. There's books about treasure. There's some books about Oak Island kind of stuff, history books. Nothing super antiquarian, older books and such. By this time, you guys know that Mal's down in the basement. You guys can follow if you like.
I want to go with him.
Before we all follow, Squid goes, "Don't worry. Nictelios will guide you."
Okay,
that's reassuring.
All right, so when I head downstairs, I do want to, as soon as I see what's down here from Mal's flashlight, I am gonna want to look at the bookshelf to see if there's anything else that maybe Mal didn't see.
Well, you
So
can
I
roll
think I
spot
want to
hidden
do
if you like.
or
Sure.
I was going to do library use actually.
Oh, libraries. Yeah, sure. Do a library check. That's fine. Because Mel's just sort of rifling, looking through older books, like looking for something out of the ordinary.
Success.
Now I'm looking around for a box or a chest or something.
Yeah. Library. A lot of the books actually come from old libraries. They seem to have been lifted. Like they have library cards from different parts of the world. Nothing outlandish. Just a lot of history texts, things you've never heard of, and some you might have read. Malcolm, you're looking around and you do actually find tools. And there's so do a spot hidden, Malcolm, while you're doing.
47 is not a pass. I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. You find tools and bits and pieces of stuff. So the rest of you are now down there, unless Squid's just at the top chanting about
No,
Greek
Squid goes
the
down.
ocean
Squid goes
gods.
down.
I don't plan to go down cellar until I've done a sort of first floor run, and if I find a doll, I carry it to the bathroom and I smash its head against the tub and toss it in.
Nice.
Just want to clear the floor of dolls now that I have seen one attack my friend and eerie light, because that's wrong.
So all of you are now in the basement except for Darren, and Darren is looking for dolls. And I'll say that initially you're doing a walk around. You haven't seen anything yet. It takes a little while, and you're still looking after 5 minutes or so. Okay, Ray, what are you doing?
So you said that this room extends into underneath the hallway a little bit, but it's not underneath that bedroom where Scotty was attacked, correct?
Actually, it comes very close to it. That's what the hollow sound was, because the basement cuts down in. I was just trying to indicate you were close by an open area.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I was thinking that there might be like another passage that we need to find in here, but I don't know. I guess I'm looking for any kind of like cultish things, if there's like symbols drawn anywhere. I don't know.
Roll spot hidden.
Yeah, like a toy workshop isn't exactly what I expected to find. I rolled a 94, so no.
Nope, you don't find anything out of the ordinary so far. Squid, you're down in there now. What are you doing?
I am just walking around, same as I did last time. Just walking, trying to take everything in.
Very good, Squid. Okay, Squid, roll a spot hidden with advantage.
I'm glad I had the advantage.
Did you succeed at one?
Oh, God, if I just rolled the exact same. Yeah, I rolled the exact same. How can I roll 99 twice in a row?
Wow.
Well, no, your prayers are not being answered tonight. So, although he was trying really hard to help you along. Okay, so you've all wandered the basement. It's a workshop. There's dolls on the shelves. Darren, you're wandering around looking at the upper floor. You guys can hear the footsteps of Darren coming closer, going farther away. You don't find anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. I feel like...
Oh, wait. Well, Darren, what are you going to do now? Sorry. So,
I mean, it's sort of out of the ordinary that the dolls that were here when we were here last night have gone somewhere else.
Well, there were three, remember? There were three.
There was the one that got propped up in the front room window. That I guess isn't still where Squiddy left it. And there's the two that were in the bedroom that are now smashed. And then there's the clown doll.
That's the third. There's three. There's three.
That's the one that last we saw. That last Squid saw it in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah, because they kept moving around. So the one that I had put on in the living room chairs was actually the same one that I ended up putting in the bed.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, the action's in the cellar, and I'm smart enough to have a flashlight, so I'll follow him down.
Okay. But roll a spot hidden as you go down the stairs. Or listen, whichever you do better at.
I'm actually pretty crap at both. And I rolled a 68, which is more luck than I'm going to spend when the people are bustling around and I'm, just keep looking. But I'm sort of interested in the book question too, more than expecting to find another treasure box. And I guess if Alicia's at the bookshelf, then maybe I'll. Well, yeah, I'm going to start there too. See if any titles spring out at me or look like. I mean, also, there must be more letters from Justin from after high school if he went on to have a business. So I'm going to look for anything. But there's a workshop, and I'm sure there's a desk sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a desk. There's definitely an area where he sat and did work, and there's some
I'm
financial ledgers. Yep, there's financial ledgers. There's definitely some what you would letters. Definitely there's some pockets of letters, but they're related to the business. But you can do a spot hidden now that you're at the desk area or the sitting. It's more of a
focus
unofficial
a little bit.
desk.
I got an extreme that time, so making up for it.
You actually. You're looking at the desk, and there's a raised area in the back that's where he's got pens and papers and stuff stored. And there's actually a false back to it. And when you move you shuffle things sideways, you're looking and trying to rifle through looking for letters. And you do actually find some letters from Justin's business when he's an adult. It just seems like there seems to be a missing years where he wasn't writing them or something, or they were talking on the phone, whatever. You're not sure, but you do find this false back to the desk area. And inside that is a very old book.
Hey, found the book.
Did you now? Bring it down here.
No, I'm down there with you.
He's in the basement.
Okay, sorry. Oh, geez, you found it. What is it?
Is it English? Is it leather bound?
The book has a title on the outside of the book, and it's called Grimoire Moiqual.
How's Moiqual spelled?
Moiqual.
Moiqual. Okay.
That doesn't
French?
look.
Yeah.
Grimoire is an English-French word.
So French.
I
mean, from what I remember of Polish history, it was conquered by Prussia for a while, which did have some French influences, so I'm not completely shocked. But
does this have a sort of metal latch on it, or is it just open up regular? Or
it has a latch. It is not locked. It's a leather-bound book, very old. There's gilt edges to the paper along the three edges. You can see it's bound by hand. It has embossed drawings of trees and water and nature type symbols all around it. It has a latch, but it's not locked.
Yeah, I'll pop that open. Ray, we got some potentially occulty kind of.
I kind of pop over because I'd like to see this once he opens it.
Okay. When Darren opens it, because he doesn't really give you any warning that he's doing it. It's like, Darren, you're awash with heat and wind. It's almost like you've opened up a storm in your face, and it knocks you back. You have to make a sand check.
I'm basically, putting my hand up to try and steady him as he's almost knocking back into me.
It's like a hot wind of energy, and it's like you've been hit in the face with nature.
I made my sand by 1 point. Okay. Is there still a penalty of 1, or at least?
Yeah, well, there's definitely
crazy. Yeah. I guess
3 points.
3, okay.
And you drop the book on the floor, and the lid slams shut. Squid, you see this hit the floor, and you see Darren step back, and you feel drawn to this book.
I go towards it.
And you all see Squid moving towards it from the other side.
Squid, are we sure that's a good idea?
Yes.
Careful, man. It's careful. Just don't talk to your friend Nick about this.
He is guiding me to it. No, he's guiding me to it.
Squid, what are you talking about?
And I pick up the book.
You pick up the book, and Squid, you feel not an affinity for it, not a kinship with it, anything like that. But you know that this book contains elder magic of some sort. It's from your background, you feel this is something you've been searching for. It's connected to your background.
Yes.
Okay,
you're not stairs.
You're not planning to open that right now, are you?
I am trying to gauge whether I should open it while I'm out here down here.
I mean, because
I'm not listening to the rest of you.
Scotty, that's something powerful. That might be the source. That might be where the light comes from.
Maybe
he opens the book. He just opens.
Oh God! Cringe.
Make a sand check, Squid, but with advantage.
I'm glad there's an advantage. That didn't help me. It's a fail.
Okay. Here's what happens. Squid, you open the book and you feel awash with not the fear and the nature and the sounds of the world hitting you in the face at once. You just feel power. You feel power. And it knocks you back and you black out briefly, but then you come back to and you're able to actually see the words in the book. You're able to see them. Now they're written in a language that you can't read immediately, but you know that you could study this and you would be able to determine what it is and what it's useful for.
I glance over at Darren and I'm like, Darren. I glance over at Ray. Ray?
I mean, if he's just gonna like take the book, then I'm gonna hang out with him.
If the book is causing this, shouldn't that be one of the first things to go?
Go what?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
But it might also be able to do other things.
This book is important.
What?
Alicia, this book is important. I then close the book, pop it in, and I climb up the ladder.
You can't pop it anywhere; it's huge. So
I just hold it. Yeah. I just hold it. I just hold it and climb up the ladder.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
Tom, how long can we actually go?
I call up to him. That book might be making the dolls move.
I've got no schedule, so
okay. So
as long as everybody else is okay.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So Squid, you'll need time to read this, okay? This isn't the kind of thing you can just pop open and hey, da, da, da. So you definitely need time to read this and study this. But as you are thinking this and looking at it and you're very excited and feel like you've found your purpose kind of thing, above you all, the door shuts, the lid to the basement, ka-slam.
Oh, God.
Before Squiddy gets out?
Before Squid gets out. Like as soon as Squid is like, when he says, I'm taking this, door upstairs shuts, like to shut the hatch above.
Oh, God.
You do realize you might just, I looked over at Squid, you realize you might have just gotten us killed, right?
Darren, I forgot to tell you to check behind the refrigerator where the other door was.
Yeah.
You gave it a good look. You probably glanced behind the fridge because that's where Squid had said, yeah. So you gave it a good look. You just didn't see anything.
I mean, I guess I didn't go over to the new house. So I was kind of just making sure that nobody snuck up behind us, but I guess somebody did. But it could just be Wiggins. At any rate, there wasn't a lock on this. It was just painted over. So I'm going to go up and give it a push.
You give it a push. There's something pushing on it from above. So you get a little bit of up, comes back down again. It's like there's something physically pushing and keeping the door shut.
Yeah. And of course,
would it have been possible for somebody to move the piano all the way from where it was?
No, it wouldn't fit.
I'd have heard that.
No, we'd have heard that.
Scrape. No.
But
there was other furniture in the room too, though. But
yeah, who's up there? This isn't funny. And I'm like, Squid,
how many?
You left the jerry can up there, and if I start to smell gasoline, I will kill you before we all die. Just so you know.
All right, let's stop fucking arguing. Everybody, we can, if we all push on the same time, even if it's a piece of furniture, we should be able to move it.
And we fall fit on the stairs at the same time.
Yeah, two of us can get to the top of the stairs at least. And
I'm
give
strong.
It a good push.
I'm quite strong.
I too.
Wow, I'm incredibly strong.
Well, all right, stop arguing. Two of you go.
Ray and Mal.
Two of us push on the door, and the other two push on those two.
Well, yeah, we'll brace you guys because these stairs are old too. So we'll just
Okay, I won't. You can with multiple people pushing, you can open that latch eventually. Yes. So yes, you can open the latch. You can be back up in the main part of the house again, but something is still in the house. You know that much. Squid, I'll give you.
When it finally slams over, and somebody pokes their head up carefully, no sign of anybody.
No sign of anybody.
Yeah, and no like nothing holding it down. It just goes once it goes.
Nothing holding it down. No.
Okay. Well, so I want to say, guys, something's been bothering me. I've been thinking about this for a little bit. Why can we just break the dolls? If this was something that was like haunting the family that they were writing notes about and they were so worried, why didn't they just smash the heads? I think there's something we're missing here.
I think the dolls work for them, not, I don't think they were bothered by the dolls. I think the dolls are.
So, well, but then in the journal, it said something about like them getting me, right? I thought you said something.
Them could be what's alive in that book that Squid's excited about.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Look, Squid, I realize that book is something that you really want, but if this is what's causing all of this, including that clown doll that could easily have tried to kill us all just now.
Squid just stares at you.
It's not the book either. I mean, this sounds like a ghost story, but the fact is that the old man had money, then he didn't have money, then he had money, and then he was very happy to find the book.
Well, he associated it with the book, right? When he lost the book, he couldn't get the money.
Yeah,
but I don't believe all of this nonsense. But if we're talking witchcraft, listen. If we're talking witchcraft, he used the book and made a deal with the devil to get the gold. And then he died, and the devil is still running around here, conjured up by the book, and it's animating the dolls.
I wouldn't say it's a devil, Mel.
But
whatever
Mel,
it is.
Yeah.
It's not Jesus Christ. It's
I was gonna say, Mel, you didn't see what we did.
I didn't have to.
Right.
What I didn't see was I didn't see a big box full of gold, and I didn't see a secret tunnel leading down into the caves underneath the house.
Yeah. No, we're gonna, if I can have wipe the blood off the screwdriver, we can take the hinge off this door and move it away so that we're not going to get locked in here. Sure. And Squid can go and start reading his crazy book, but Alicia's right that it's a matter of concern, Squid. If your friend Nick, is it old Nick?
Old Scratch?
If you're,
Telios.
Nick Telios. Well, Nicholas Telios, whatever, your Greek friend. If this is his book, then tell us about that. But just don't do anything nuts. Don't burn us all alive.
Darren, this friend isn't a friend like you. It's a friend all around.
All right, so this is incredible. Scotty, you and I got a lot to talk about. I would really like to help you read that book.
Well, I need more than just the time we have now. So this is later.
Take it home.
Well,
Yeah.
Squid, you can flip through it and you can see that there's different sections to the book. There are some sections that have been ruined over time or they're faded, but you definitely see 4 specific sections. One is Tempest Porta. It says Tempest Porta. The other one is
Storm Door.
Minas Languina. Then there's another one that says Permanence Temperato. And then Marin Obligato. So you don't know Latin, but when you read through it, you get a feel for it. So you're going to have to definitely sit down and spend some time reading this to understand what it does. It's going to take you like a day or two to at least to understand at least some of this. So.
And as soon as Mal and I get the trap door unlatched so that we don't get trapped down there, we're going to be tapping at the flagstones, I guess, with the backs of, those little work hammers.
Okay.
Because you're right about the caves, Mal. I mean, it makes sense, right? He builds a house on the cliffs with a secret basement above the caves
and things. Maybe underneath the stairs.
We'll do a spot hidden again. I mean, I'll give you that much.
Okay. 92. Do better.
Well, 41.
No.
Nope.
All right. Anyone else wish to assist because you see them poking around and banging around?
Look under the stairs. Look.
Oh yeah, no. I'm like, all right, so Squatty, let's just blow off our families. Let's like all-nighter on your boat. We're gonna get to the bottom of this thing.
Okay. Alicia, are you going to assist or are you going to do something else?
I guess I'll assist.
Okay. Roll spot hidden.
No.
Okay. In your frustration, you're all poking around and banging at flagstones, lifting things, trying to chip away at the absolute rock walls. And one of you eventually, in frustration, sits down on the floor and puts your back against the bookshelf and it shifts.
Oh my God.
Because by chance.
Now it is the Hardy Boys.
Like, I look over this and I'm like, he cannot be this cliched. Are you kidding me?
To be fair, it's a creepy doll maker, so.
Creepy doll maker. Yeah.
All right.
When you shift it, you go, look, the floor, actually, there's just marks where it was. Oh, yeah. No. You push it to the side, and there is a doorway, like a door, like a. You have to move something, and there's an open space, and there's another set of stairs that go down. Now, this set of stairs go down into a smoothly cut. This is actually a rock, like a hewn rock hole.
All right, so I've got a flashlight out.
Wind?
Yes.
We feel wind coming up.
This
opens to the ocean.
This was sealed.
Yeah, this is heading to the beach. Okay.
Yeah, this was sealed, and you can smell the smell of the ocean. You all know that it's the smell of the ocean, and these are cut stone stairs cut down, and they go down a good 20 feet. And it opens up to a large cavernous area at the bottom of the stairs.
All right, so at the bottom of the stairs, I'll just look around. What do I see?
So first, we want to put something so that the bookcase doesn't close on us. We want to push over a bookshelf, and I'm going to yell up the stairs to the ground floor and say, "We got sea caves," just in case the boys are interested.
Yeah. No, that's wow. Good job, guys. This is more of what I was expecting to find under the house. I didn't think we'd get anything more.
Yeah. In the sea cave, like for anyone who wishes to go down, I'm sure Squid's looking at the book intently and poring over it. The sea cave, when you get down the bottom of the cut stairs, they're very old and they're very worn and weather beaten, and just the moisture itself has caused them to smooth out, and they're a little slippery. You get to the bottom and there's an open area, and this has been carved out by people as well as by the ocean over time. And I'll describe the normal things first. The normal things: rocks, moisture on the ground, like the little trickle of water leading out. An old walkway made of wood with posts that heads out to what looks like it was at one time an opening to the ocean. Like like an opening to the ocean where it would go out to, but there's rocks have fallen and blocked the way to the water. And there's an old dock that like you can see the wooden posts, the flat wooden boards, like the what do they call them? And it went out into the ocean. And you see on the ground like old wooden boxes that have been destroyed and are rotten and mossy, and some sacks and chairs that are broken. This was a place people were doing something. They were working. They were unloading things, loading things from the ocean.
I couldn't help it, but it comes out of my mouth. Upton is my Oak Island. It was never Oak Island. It was here.
And when you look to the left, when you're looking at all of this, you see something very strange. And what you see that is very strange is, at first, when you look at it, it's just like the same. It's brown, like you're looking at it from the side. But as you move around, you see that as you move to the other side of it and face towards the opening, who's going to investigate this first is what I would like to know.
I'm going, yeah.
Okay. Mal, you haven't had to do this yet, but you walk around the other side of it, and it's like looking into a television, because you see the collapsed cave system. You see like where the hole in the wall used to be. But when you walk to this shape, it's like you're looking through a window, and through that window, you're seeing an open cave, sunlight, ocean, and people. People in
what
old costumes, like you'd see it like Fort Louisburg in northern Nova Scotia. And they're like in costumes, and they're taking things off. They're hauling sacks off of a boat that's tied up to the dock, and they're bringing them to the cave and dropping the cave. And there's a man making notes on a paper as they do this and counting things. And there's ledgers being filled out. And they're like rough, and they're swearing, and there's like casks of drink. And you need to make a sand roll because this is really freaky.
Oh, 64. Where's my sand? Suddenly not seeing it. Oh. Yeah, that's not a pass.
Not a pass. Oh. So yeah, definitely you that's 4 sand points. And you step back, and you're just taken aback by this. This is like you walk around at the other side, you see nothing. The side of it, you see like just like this thin little cut through the fabric of reality. And as you walk back, it's like looking through a television screen.
So I'm just dumbfounded. I walk back to the others, and I'm like,
Find a dull mail?
I can't explain what I just saw. Wasn't one of the things that Squid said was a section of the book something about a door?
Yeah.
I think it's a door through.
If it could open it.
Tempest is time. Time door. I could see into the past if you go right over there.
Permanente temp. Oh my God.
But be careful, because maybe they can see us too.
It's like being on stage. If you can see them, they can see you.
Well, they didn't see me, but I'm dressed in black, so. But just take a look, take a peek. There's people in the cave. They're doing commerce. I don't know if they're smugglers or just sailors.
I mean, that would make sense given what we're seeing here, but I don't want to look. I've seen a lot of really weird shit today.
Sense is relative.
The old man was into magic. Where's Raymond and Scotty?
They're up top.
Squid! Ray, get down here!
No, quiet. Those people might be able to hear you.
Well, I don't hear them, right?
Oh,
I'm just hearing water crashing, and
I basically head back up the stairs, and I'm like, guys, You want to talk about freaky stuff with your book? Get the fuck down here, okay?
Yeah, Mal, can you show me where you were standing?
No need
Yeah,
to swear,
yeah.
Alicia. No need to swear.
Right over here. And now move
I-
this way and watch what happens.
I lead them to where Mal is standing.
And Mal is guiding me into position, and is it the same
Yeah.
effect?
Yep, same effect. You're seeing people. It's like looking through a television. And they don't seem to notice you. Like there's people looking in all directions, like looking
But does
around.
It feels like if we kept going in that direction, we would step into that time period.
It looks like it. It looks like it.
I turn to Squid. I'm like, can we close it? Could this be what's causing all this?
I don't see what the old pirates have to do with the haunted dolls.
Ray, would you make a spot hidden?
All right.
I think you are
Ooh.
wandering around. You're a little more. You're not as taken aback by this because you're more concerned for your own safety. So you're sort of looking around the cave a bit more.
I got 12, which is right on hard.
Okay. You in the corner behind, they're like poking around looking through this doorway. And in the back corner of the cave in a darkened area, you're sort of sniffing around looking for things like there's bags, there's boxes, there's things. It's like a lot of debris. A lot of things have been emptied in here. And you go to the one corner and you see this, you kick at something, it's bones, human bones. It's not, it's not mythos stuff. You don't have to make a sand roll, but you see 5 skulls, 5 skeletons laying out neatly in like almost in a reverent way against the wall.
Yeah. Guys, there's a grave here. There's
what?
5 bodies. It's just bones.
And they're black, by the way.
Like fire or an explosion.
No, they're not blown apart. Yeah, someone burned these people.
Maybe let's not screw around with this.
The
Squid, can we close that?
The ledgers that Sam translated, were there like 5 big entries of money?
Yes.
Yeah. So they had to kill somebody in the cave each time they took their gold.
Oh
right?
my God.
Wow.
So Squid, I'm going to give you a little bit of a, to make things a little more fast. And because
I was about to say
you do have a mythos, knowledge and background. You notice that just from reading through the words, you don't even have to understand the language of the books. Reading through the words, there are 4 specific spells in this book. 1, Tempus Porta, time doorway, time door, time portal. There's 1, Manus Languina, mental control, mental feeblement. I'm pronouncing it wrong because my Latin is like 40 years old. Manus Languina, languishing, mental languish, mental languish. Enfeeblement, suggestion, that's the one. You know that this spell causes you to have control over somebody. Permanence, this is a permanence, temporato. It's a flip spell in that there's a permanent spell where you can make something permanent or make a spell remain in place, or you can cancel the spell, the temperance, the temperato, flip it. You can close off a spell. And the last one, maris obligato, binding spell, binding control spell. So you know that this is what the spells are. You know what they do approximately. And you know that you could learn any one of them within a few hours just based on your background.
Yeah, I would need a few hours to actually. I would relay what they mean for.
So, if you think you can close this, because I gesture to the bodies, people died for this. For what Carswell wanted. Please.
If Darren and
Squid.
I are standing there
End
next to the
this.
doorway, I want to see if I can quickly reach through it and grab something.
Nice.
Even
I
if it's
really
a
wanted to stick
rock,
my arm in.
even if it's a rock or something. I'm thinking, what if all they did was just steal the gold that the guy set there? For them, it would have just disappeared, but you'd suddenly have a bunch of gold.
There's actually a barrel, right? Like there's a barrel,
Yeah.
like right within reach. There's a barrel, and the barrel is full of apples.
Okay, I'm
Right within
gonna
reach.
see if I can reach in and grab an apple and pull it back.
You do. You stick your hand in, you grab an apple, but intense pain on your arm erupts. And when you pull your hand back through, your skin is blackened and you drop to the ground in pain. And your apple's cooked.
Oh,
I
the
gesture to
apple? The apple's cooked?
Yeah. It's like
Damn it.
sizzling.
like I gesture to skeletons. Squid, please.
You do take
Yeah,
damage, but it's damage.
I need more than just. I can't do it quickly. I need a few hours.
No, that's all right. We have to get Mal to a hospital
So yeah,
and
No,
try to
no.
explain.
It's just a
Well,
bird.
it's singed. It's singed. It's
Oh,
damaged.
okay.
You can dip it in the water, and it's going to hurt. But
Okay, it didn't get 400 years older. It just got
burned.
Yeah, okay.
Did they make servants reach through and get stuff?
I looked over at the bodies. They might have forced them to bring gold over, no matter how much it hurt.
I mean, you said there's a mind control spell, Squid,
Yes.
so they force people to go through.
Yeah.
Probably when the pirates weren't. Is the sunlight the same? Is it the same time of day through the television as it is?
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Carswell Tchaikovsky.
Because his son
was
had
a
a gambling
monster.
problem.
Maybe
Yeah.
one of those other spells keep you safe if you go through it.
No, I point to the skeletons.
Yeah, I think she's
Well,
right.
Maybe those were practice.
Sure.
Mind control,
Can
Mal.
I figure out which one I would need to close the door? Would it be to actually recast that spell or the reversal one? So no, there's the one that reverses.
As you're looking at it, number one, you do know it's the temperate, it's the permanent / the flip spell. You can close it, but as you're opening the book and you're saying, "I do believe it would be this," screeching and coming running at you are two dolls.
Shit.
And one leaps up and tries to grab the book from you. Now you don't have to make, none of you need to make a sand roll because you've either known about it or heard it, and Mal's already gone through enough. But one of the dolls is leaping up and latches onto the book and tries to pull it from your hands, which is impossible because it's just hanging off of it. But so yes, you've got a doll hanging off, silently trying to pull the book from your hands.
Someone get these dolls away so I can actually learn.
Throw the doll through the portal.
Yeah, that's actually what I want to do. Yeah.
I'll get a fling the book and try and fling the doll into
roll your brawl skill. Let's say that because you're trying to do some kind of
25 success. Yes. Hello.
Miss?
No, 25 success. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say you need to.
You pause for a minute, like, what's going on here?
No, because I said it, but then I don't know if it went through, and obviously it didn't because
you swung the book, and the creature hits the edge of the portal or door, if you will, bounces off the edge, flies into this portal, and you can see this thing flying through the air, going through the portal into the area where the other creature, all these people are just working, and they see this doll on fire come through in the air, land on the ground, and there's a flash of light, and there's just commotion, and they have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
I hope they didn't have gunpowder because that might be what destroyed the the front end of the cave.
There is another one.
All right, there's one. Yes, there is. You know that. So yes, if it will take you 2 hours to learn that spell, and the bad thing is 1d10 sand to cast it.
That's fine. I knew.
Wait, what did we do about the other doll?
Throw it in the portal.
I knew the risk. I'm already insane. As long as someone burns the house down for me, because I'm probably not going to have the mental capacity to do that. That's my only wish. Even if I have to die, one of you has to burn the house down.
I looked over at Ray. You're also in this sort of occult thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got his hands on it pretty good. I don't think I can talk him out of casting a spell.
So
Ray, Darren, or Mal, I know Alicia won't. One of you three set fire to this house after we've done this.
All right. Well, just to speed things up, are you going to go through with the spell?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. What are the rest of you going to do while he is preparing to do this?
Two of us are going to be on
Watch.
Gold Watch, and two of us on Doll Watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mal and I are probably in the greed department, I'm guessing. Ray and Alicia in the Doll Watch department.
I'm gonna look around in the cave to see if there is a box of gold. And then I think I'm gonna go upstairs. And was the water running in the house?
The water's still running, yes. There's just no electricity.
Yeah. Then I'll probably go up there and try to cool down. My arm is burned, so
there was a first aid kit in the kitchen, like a mediocre one that you could use. So okay.
Gonna want some aloe for that, Mal.
Anyone doing anything elaborate or extensive or an interesting?
Not really. I'm basically just on doll duty and basically soccer kicking that last one into the portal that comes to that.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go and look at the charred remains and see if I can get a sense of male and female and how long they've been there and anything like that.
Male skeletons, just but not very tall. There is some tattered clothing and such, and it kind of resembles what you're seeing through the portal. Like it's kind of old school clothing. Yeah, and these definitely been placed in this like neat positions and such. Like somebody's put them down reverently, one on top of the other or beside each other.
They were so Carswell was calling through and getting these
to
smugglers
bring him their payload, even if it killed them to do it.
Yeah, that's worth burning.
Yeah,
time heist.
Okay. Doing anything else, you, Ray? Doing anything exciting or just helping?
I'm probably trying to read over Scotty's shoulder a little bit, but yeah, I don't have any ideas.
All right. Okay. Then we'll just zip forward a little bit. Squid, after 2 hours, you find a few little, little components that you maybe carry upon yourself and some seawater, sand, salt, whatever you need. You probably need salt. You cast the spell. None of you hear from the other doll that's wandering about. I won't tell you what happens to it. But you're able to cast the Temperato version of the spell, and you are able to close the gate. But when you do, you take 9 points of sanity, which may result in a very severe sand loss related issue. What is your sand at after nine points?
8.
8. Is that half?
Poor Squiddy.
Well, it's definitely way more because my original sanity was 30, but for some reason I started on 20. I don't know if that was
that was intentional.
So
yeah. Okay. So you have some severe, serious sanity related issues, and once you cast a spell and close the portal, the others will post game have to deal with assisting you. You do not find the other doll. The portal closes. However, as Mal is wandering the house, you are able to find more hidden gold throughout the house. upwards of 35 of these doubloons on their own, which is quite a significant amount of money that you can sell off.
Hey guys, I found 13 doubloons.
As long as one of you burns the house down for me, because Squid's got his own.
You're mumbling and stuff, and but there's a flash of light. There is a collapse of the portal, and that's the end of that. So yes, but you never find the other doll. It's gone, as far as you know.
Okay. And as we leave, Ray burns the house down behind us.
And another request I made pre, just have one of you takes me to my boat, no matter how whatever state I'm in. Just take me to my boat.
But Ray and I are taking that book from you.
Yeah, I don't think you can keep that book. I'm sorry, it's gonna kill you.
The thing is, Squid's not gonna. He's not going to be able to live like this. He was going to his boat for one last.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we understand. We want the book.
Oh, no, he's taking the book.
No. We're taking the book.
There is one thing before we finish the actual scenario. I look over at Darren and I'm like, you know what? Secrets never really get us anywhere. So, Darren, do you remember when we almost dated back in high school?
Uh-huh.
The reason my parents told me not to do it? Hi, you're my half-brother. My dad's a cheating bastard.
Everybody has secrets.
Yeah, well, cool. I flick a match and burn the house down, and let's get out of here.
That's the end of that.
There will be a fight for that, because he will be gripping hold of that book in his sanity, and he will go into the water with the book if he has to.
Oh, we're not letting you get all the way to your boat with that book.
You'll have to kill me, really.
Well, you're killing yourself, so.
Yes, but if you actually want the book before I kill myself with the book, you'll have to kill me.
All right. I mean, but before we kill you, I mean, so when you closed that portal, it was pretty fucked up, right? We could probably just swipe it then.
That's true.
Well, you have lost say. We haven't actually determined how much sand, how insane you are. You might be just rambling, wander off into the ocean by yourself. That's it. So, there you go. You closed off the portal in the strangest way as possible. I expected it to end differently, but this is good. You guys used it well.
Yay!
So tell us what was going on.
Okay, what happened?
What was the explanation with the dolls? Was that the binding spell?
The explanation was when he discovered the magical ability. He essentially found this passage years ago, built the house. Found the passage, found some gold, saved his business, saved all his son's debts and all that stuff. But it ran out pretty quick. In his historical searches for Oak Island gold and all kinds of other things, he realized the town actually had a history of piracy and smuggling as well. And he bought the property because he knew that you can see from the pub, this cave, this collapse, all these rocks. Well, if you had have gone to the library, you would have found that, there's historical records showing a dock there. It collapsed during an earthquake many, many years previously. Mm-hmm. So they knew the dock was there, but the history was kind of never really spoken about the piracy and the smuggling. He found that information, bought the property, found the cave, and he found some hidden gold, but it ran out. But in the meantime, when he had this other guy, Wiggins, searching the world for selling the gold, came across some history books about piracy that kind of led him to other history books that were more antiquarian in nature. And he found out about going back into the past, this time portal business, spells. He had an interest in magic as well. And this came from the old country and his father's such, all that. You wouldn't have known about that. But when he discovered that, he thought, I know what I can do. I can go back and get the gold. But his wife actually was the first person to try to sneak, and she injured herself.
Oh.
And she didn't kill her, but it injured her. So that's when he delved more into the magical aspect of things, that he could control someone on the other side to have them bring the gold across. Mm-hmm. And they died, in the doing of so, that's he only, so once every year he would have someone sneak a bag of gold or a box of booty across the time portal. They would die, he would sell it off, and he would do it again when he ran out of money. So that's what he was doing. His wife died of natural causes, nothing bizarre. And his son, who was living elsewhere, running that company, he was the fence. He was getting Wiggins to sell all the stuff, and he was getting him to find these antiquarian books. Yeah.
So the whole family, aside from the wife, was in on it.
Well, the wife was in on it. She just wasn't really directly doing things.
Right. Okay.
But she knew about it. So then,
who was V in the book, in the diary?
His sister's name.
His sister. Okay.
Yeah, the one who raised the son was V.
Oh, okay.
I'm just glad that we didn't spend hours at that rose garden digging up the roses.
That's a red herring of all. It was just a rose garden.
That is actually a really good red herring, because from what I could tell, the man was I thought he was more sentimental than he ended up being. But
he built that rose garden to honor his wife. She died. He cared for her and that.
Okay, fine. So he is sentimental, but
he's a nice guy, except to people from the past.
Let's go ahead and finish up. Our players included Jen Obertaz, David Gasaway, Kaylin McDowell, Josh Harwood, and myself, with Sean Liddle as the keeper of the arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. If you'd like to help our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Or you can hit the super thanks button right below the video. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments, and we enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.